The four-star general stops mid-stride, stares at her name tape. Ramos. His face goes wide. Every person in the operations center turns to look, because a four-star general doesn't just stop walking, doesn't just freeze, not unless something is very wrong, or very right. And right now, General James Hartfield is staring at Sergeant Maria Ramos like he's seen a ghost, because in a way, he has. 6 hours earlier, Joint Operations Center, Fort Bragg. Sergeant Ramos reports for temporary duty. Intelligence analyst. She's been reassigned from her unit for a special briefing, something about classified operations. She doesn't know the details, just knows she has to be here. She checks in at the front desk. The specialist barely looks up. Name: Ramos. Sergeant. First name: Maria. The specialist types, slow, annoyed. She's got better things to do. You're early. Brief doesn't start until 1500. It's 0900 now. Where should I wait? The specialist shrugs. Doesn't care. Find a desk. Stay out of the way. Ramos finds an empty desk, corner of the room, away from the main flow of traffic. She sits, pulls out her tablet, reviews files, prepares for the brief. Soldiers stream past, officers, enlisted, contractors. No one acknowledges her. No one makes eye contact. She's invisible, just another body in uniform, another face in the crowd. She's used to it, being like this her whole career. 5 years Army, intelligence. She does good work, important work, but it's behind the scenes. No glory, no recognition, just data, analysis, reports that save lives but never get credited. Hours pass. 1000, 1100, 1200. Ramos stays at her desk, eats an MRE for lunch. No one offers to show her the fact. No one asks if she needs anything. She's fine with it, prefers being alone anyway. Less complicated. 1300. The ops center gets busier. Briefing prep. Officers moving faster. Tension building. Ramos watches, takes notes, tries to understand the operation, whatever it is. It's big. 14:30. 30 minutes before brief, a major walks past, nearly trips over Ramos's chair. Watch it. He doesn't apologize, just glares at her like she's in his way. Ramos moves her chair, stays quiet. 14:45. 15 minutes. Senior officers start filing into the briefing room. Colonels, a brigadier general. They walk past Ramos without seeing her. She might as well be furniture. 1500. Brief time. Ramos stands, prepares to enter the briefing room. A captain stops her. Where do you think you're going? The brief. Sir, I was ordered to attend. The captain looks at her name tape. Ramos, you're the intel analyst? Yes, sir. The captain frowns. They sent the sergeant for a flag officer brief? Yes, sir. The captain shakes his head. This is irregular, but fine. Sitting back. Don't speak unless spoken to. Understood? Yes, sir. Ramos enters the briefing room. Large, maybe 50 seats. Front rows filled with field-grade officers, colonels, lieutenant colonels. She heads to the back, finds a seat, isolated, away from everyone. Perfect. She sits, opens her tablet, waits. The room fills, buzzing with conversation. No one talks to her. No one sits near her. She's a ghost, invisible. Again. 15:05. The door opens. Everyone stands, at attention. A man enters, army dress blues, 4 stars on his shoulders, rows of ribbons, combat patches. This is General Hartfield, Commander, JSOC, Joint Special Operations Command, the highest level of military special operations. He's a legend. 35 years service, multiple combat deployments, Ranger, Delta, the real deal. He walks to the front. Everyone sits, except him. He's about to speak when he sees her. Back row, corner, sergeant, female, Hispanic. He can't see her face clearly, just her name tape. Ramos. He stops, stares. His aide notices. Sir, is everything all right? Hartfield doesn't respond, just keeps staring. The room is silent, confused. What's happening? Hartfield speaks, quiet, almost whisper. Ramos. The sergeant looks up, startled. Sir? Hartfield's voice louder now. Sergeant Maria Ramos. She stands, uncertain. Yes, Sir, that's me. Hartfield doesn't move, just stands there, staring, like he can't believe it. Then he does something no one expects. He walks toward her, past the colonels, past the generals, straight to the back row. Everyone watches, silent, shocked. What is happening? Hartfield stops in front of Ramos. She's at attention, nervous, confused. Sir? Hartfield's voice is thick, emotional. I didn't know you were here. I didn't know they assigned you. If I had known. His voice trails off. Ramos is confused. Sir, I don't understand. Have we met? Hartfield laughs, sharp, bitter. Have we met? Sergeant, you saved my life. The room erupts, whispers, shock. Ramos's face shows confusion. Sir, I think there's been a mistake. I'm just an intel analyst. I've never been in direct combat. I've never. Hartfield cuts her off. Afghanistan, 3 years ago. Kandahar province. You were running signals intelligence, monitoring enemy communications. Ramos's face changes. Recognition. Oh, that operation. Hartfield nods. That operation. I was leading a task force, Delta operators, going after a high-value target. Taliban commander. We had solid intel. Good plan. But you found something. Found a pattern in the radio chatter. Something everyone else missed. You sent an urgent message, told us to abort, said the target location was compromised, that it was a trap. Ramos nods slowly. I remember. You didn't abort. Hartfield's voice is quiet. Number. I didn't. I thought I knew better. Thought your analysis was overly cautious. I was wrong. We hit the target building. There were 50 Taliban waiting. RPGs, machine guns, IEDs. It was hell. We lost 3 men, 8 wounded, including me. Took shrapnel to my leg and chest. Should have died. Would have died if we'd been any deeper in that kill zone. The room is dead silent. Hartfield continues. After we extracted, after I got out of surgery, I read your full report. You'd identified the trap 6 hours before we hit. You'd sent 3 separate warnings, each one more urgent. I ignored all of them, because you were just a sergeant, just an analyst, just. He stops, can't finish. Ramos's voice is soft. Sir, you don't need to. Hartfield cuts her off. Yes, I do. You saved my life and the lives of half my task force, not by pulling a trigger, but by doing your job, by being brilliant at your job. And I ignored you, dismissed you, because of your rank, because you were young, because I was arrogant. Hartfield steps back, comes to attention, in front of the entire room, every senior officer watching. He salutes, sharp, perfect, holds it. Sergeant Maria Ramos, on behalf of the United States Army, on behalf of Joint Special Operations Command, on behalf of the men whose lives you saved, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for being better at your job than I was at mine. The room is frozen. A 4-star general, saluting a sergeant. It's unheard of, but everyone understands. This isn't about rank. This is about respect. Ramos returns the salute, tears in her eyes. Sir, I was just doing my job. Hartfield lowers his hand. That's what all the heroes say. But you weren't just doing your job. You were saving lives, my life, and I never thanked you, never acknowledged you. You got no medal, no recognition, no promotion. Just another day at the desk, another ignored analyst. That ends today. Hartfield turns to his aide. Captain, make a note. Sergeant Ramos is to receive an immediate commendation, Army Commendation Medal, with Valor Device, for her actions in Afghanistan. 3 years late. But she's getting it. The aide nods, writes frantically. Yes, sir. Right away. Hartfield turns back to Ramos. I'm sorry it took this long. Sorry you've been invisible. Sorry the system failed you. But I see you now. We all see you now. The briefing is cancelled. Instead, Hartfield spends an hour talking with Ramos, asking about her work, her career, her goals. Every officer in that room listens, learns, realizes they've been walking past heroes without knowing it, because heroes don't always wear combat patches, don't always have combat stories. Sometimes they sit at desks, analyze data, send warnings that save lives, and get ignored, until someone finally pays attention. Word spreads. By evening, everyone on base knows, the sergeant who saved a general, who got ignored for years, who finally got recognized. Ramos becomes known, but she doesn't change, still does her job, still sits at her desk, still analyzes data. But now, people see her, acknowledge her, thank her, and she realizes she was never invisible. She was just surrounded by people who weren't looking. 6 months later, Ramos gets promoted, staff sergeant, gets reassigned, SOC, working directly for General Hartfield, analyzing intelligence, saving lives, still doing the same job. But now, people listen. Now, when she sends a warning, operations pause. Commanders pay attention, because they learned the hard way that the most important voice in the room isn't always the loudest. Sometimes it's the quietest, the one sitting in the corner, the one everyone ignores, until they can't anymore. Because Sergeant Maria Ramos proved something that day. Proved that heroes come in all forms, all ranks, all backgrounds. And the smartest thing a leader can do is listen to everyone, especially the ones who seem invisible, because they might just save your life.